Hey guys, so the news is out. Enrique Razon now owns a piece of Manila Water. What's happening to the stock? What's the news all about? And I also want to talk about Cirtek. Where is the stock headed? So if you want to know more of those companies, of those stocks, check this video out. Hi everyone, this is Marvin Germo. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe and smash the bell, hit the bell so that you get updated every time I come up with new content about investing, about the stock market, about trading, so you see and have insights on how you can trade the market with confidence. Because that's all I want. I want you guys to come in with a plan, with a strategy, knowing what you're getting into. So if you guys are excited, subscribe, like, and stay till the end of the video. So guys, here we go. Before I proceed with the charts, as you all know, I always go with technical analysis. I always want to share details about what the charts are telling us because as you all know, everything you need to know is found on the charts. Everything you need to know is found based on what technical analysis is telling us. First things first, last week, before we went into the weekend, Manila Water halted trading, or at least they suspended their trading because as you all know, every time things like that would happen, normally there's some sort of disclosure or there's some sort of block sale or someone starts to come in and so that investors, normal retail investors like us, get to have a chance to digest the information before price happens, before you see price movements happen. And lo and behold, as you all know also, Manila Water has been dropping or has had a lot of volatility because of the tirades or the trades or Duterte hitting them as well. And as you all know also, they've been hit about their concession, that they might not have an extension of their concession, or the terms of the concession might be changed. That being said, just to give you a backdrop, Enrique Razon bought shares of Manila Water comprising around 10 billion pesos. That makes him now around a 25% owner of Manila Water. He bought it at around 13 pesos per share. That's why from the 12 peso price from last week, it spiked up massively at the start of trading, only to see it start to retrace down at the end. I'll show you the charts later. But what does this mean? This also means that if you notice it, Razon is also aligned. He's sort of on the same fence with Duterte. But what does that mean? So it's sort of a hedge, I guess, for Ayala, being aligned with someone who's also aligned with Duterte. Somehow they're thinking that it gives them a protection because they now have a stakeholder that's also part with the allegiance with Duterte as well. So I think that's their underlying pin with that, so that there's a sense of protection for them. So let's see how it will go. A couple of things that you need to ask yourself later on is, how does this impact the deal with the new contract? How will it be? What will be the terms? Will it still be attractive? Will the earnings still be good for them? Please remember, Ayala still is the major shareholder of Manila Water. I think they have around 38%. So they still have a relatively large stake. They're still the majority owner of the entire company. So you add Ayala Corp plus Enrique Razon, so that will be around plus 60% of the entire company already. But that being said, how does it impact earnings? Because as you all know, whatever news we talk about, it will still be hinged on how good the company is earning. If the earnings will not be good, or if the earnings moving forward might not be as rosy anymore, though Manila Water is a defensive stock, though it's something that the service is something that people will still adhere to. That being said, that there might be a risk later on that whatever contracts that are made now, there's no guarantee that it will still be there also in the future. That's what that actually means to a lot of people, a lot of foreign investors as well. So that's one. And then in terms of dividends, we'll have to see how good their 2019 closing is, what their earnings will be. But if it's relatively lower, of course you can't expect a higher dividend payout this year as compared to what they gave out in 20 from 2019 based on the 2018 earnings. But hey, that's how it is. So a couple of things: it will still be a defensive stock. It's still dependent on how the earnings will be over the next few months, and how the contracts will be as well. But let's look at the charts and what it's basically telling us. So if you look at the charts that I'm showing you right now, you'll basically see this. Number one, it's still within the range that I mentioned. It's still within the 11 peso support range, and as I've mentioned this over the previous videos, as long as it stays above the 11 peso range, then there's still a shot of it to just hover and move over that range. So 11 being the support level, and then the resistance being at the 17.85 level. But one thing is so interesting now, after hitting a high today of 14.6, you saw it start to retrace. So the stock opened at 13.4, went to as high as 14.6, then started to retrace to close at around the 12.76 level, which is below the 13 peso price already of what Razon bought. But it's forming, if I zoom in so you see it better, it's forming above the 50-day moving average, which is our support level. So it's still above 11. It's above the closing price of the Thursday high, and it's above the 50-day moving average. So a couple of things that I'd like to mention. Internally, you can use this 100-day moving average also as a resistance level. This is your support level. So what you could see is basically this progression, that there's a resistance here, short-term resistance at 16.5, and you can also pin this as a short-term support level. If those levels do not hold, then the possible move will be from 12.7 back to 11. Or if the 16.5 resistance is broken, then there's a shot again of it going up to the 17.8 peso level. MACD, if you notice this, it's still progressing, that there's no change in direction. Whatever this is, still is progressing, but we still haven't seen it go above zero. Please do note that the last time Manila Water was above zero was July 2019, and that's when it made the push from 19 pesos all the way to around 25 pesos per share. After that, we now saw it start to go down. If you look at the 100 and 200 day moving averages, it's still very far from that as well. But what's so interesting was that we have a very large spike of volume for today. But that's not what I'm just excited about. I want to talk about tech. Tech was so interesting today. It made a large move, no? If you notice it, and I'll try to put the volume here. Adding volume, we had a large spike of volume here. Today, larger than the average, larger than the previous days, accompanied by a large move up. So if you notice it also, and I'll try to zoom out so you get better context, you can put a support level here. Yes, over there, support, resistance. And as you start to see it dip below this level, buying started to emerge. So if I'll try to put a short-term resistance here, a resistance I could peg here is around the 12.45 level. After that, next resistances are here, and I could put a support level here. So the way you can interpret Cirtek is basically this. Number one, you have the new support at 9.6. Resistance is at the 12.45 level, and support is at the 7.45 level. If it stays above the 9.6 level, then automatically you can peg the 12.45 as your resistance level. Breaks out from the 12.45 level, then 15 is now also intact. The target price of 15 is now intact. 15.7 pesos is intact. Then when that happens also, it now has broken out of the 200-day moving average, giving it a shot to reverse and giving it a shot to become more bullish than where it was. Please remember this. The last time it went above the 200-day moving average, if I'll zoom out, it was July 2018. So it's been pretty much battered down already for roughly, I don't know, more than 20 plus months already of it being bearish and battered, and all of this because of the trade war. As you all know, the trade war results are better. That's why you're seeing Cirtek do better as well. So that's my take on Cirtek. That's my take also on Manila Water. I just want to add two more. Allow me to add JG Summit into the mix. As you all know, JG Summit bought a large portion of PLDT, and if you'll try to pin this, if I'll try to zoom out here, you will see this. Draw the support line here. This gets broken. After you see that get broken, the sell signal for position traders in this area. So over here, then today, the reason why I'm highlighting JG Summit is it broke down the 200-day moving average. And aside from it breaking down the 200-day moving average, you will also see this. The next level of support or protection will be here. But if I'll try to adjust it, it's still trying to hang at the support level as of this point in time. If it does not hold, possible retracement levels will be here around 15.9 down to 55.57. But one thing is for sure, the upward movement that we saw from May 2019 is already over. As confirmed already. How do I know it was confirmed? After the breakdown, tried to push up, but this really was a resistance. Also, if I'll add this to the mix, this confirmed everything. Now you see a push down. So a couple of things that I want you to get is this. If this does not hold, this could possibly retrace lower to 59.9 pesos per share for the short term. Now let's look at PLDT, the stocks that JG Summit bought. Please remember, for those who are new to the markets, JG Summit has a lot of shares of PLDT because JG Summit used to own Sun Cellular, and when PLDT bought Sun Cellular, it really wasn't a they really didn't just buy it via cash. The shares of Sun Cellular went to PLDT, but JG Summit owned pieces of PLDT as well. So this positions JG Summit to have more ownership of PLDT. So for PLDT, one of the reasons why it's down is pug siya dito, 200-day moving average. Then it broke down the 1064 level. Now it's already back at the support level. At close, the support level for PLDT is at 990. So bounce from 990, target price is 1065. Breakout from 1065, target price is 1130. So from 990 to 1130, this gives you around a 14% upside. But that being said, this shows you this area here, that it's relatively moving sideways from July last year to where we are now. So I'm gonna do more charts. I'm gonna do more stocks by request. Just comment the stocks that you guys want me to analyze, and then I'll do it for more videos. The ones that has the most comments is what I'm gonna do. So that's how stocks by request normally works. The top stocks that you guys requested via social media is what we will talk about. Then comment also if you have further questions on Manila Water. This may be a positive for them, for Manila Water, if it does not translate into them being hammered more by the government. If it translates into them being out of the government's radar, then you might see it normalize already, especially if the contract will be relatively good also for them. So there. And you have PLDT and JG Summit. Comment below if you guys have any questions on top of that as well. So I guess that's it for now. This is Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.